Well, it's finally happening to our community. After 8 amazing years, we have made the difficult decision to close our servers. Unfortunate. What the hell is that? Oh, come on, really? I'm literally recording right now, and you're going to disturb me. Wait, let me get to that. There we go. Unfortunately, we have reached the stage where we are unable to continue supporting the game. Thank you for being part of the best community ever, blah 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 blah. The game will shut down at the end of 2024. Over the next couple of months, we will love to see friends old and new gather in-game again and make some lasting memories. Yeah, so basically Pixel Roads is fucked. They are done for. They are disappearing into the ether. They are biting the dust. By the way, what the hell does biting the dust mean? So, yeah, you may have known Pixel Worlds isn't doing very well anymore. Basically, this was the game that I used to play a lot back in during the pandemic from 2019, 2021. I used to play this game a lot. Many of my old friends come from this. Pixel Worlds was part of my tweenhood. I played this game a lot. I got so many friendships from this game, and seeing it all die is a bit of a shame. So I've decided that I want to do an archive of my Pixel Worlds experience. This is my Pixel Worlds world, but we'll get back to that later. I want to archive my world before it inevitably becomes lost media. When Pixel Worlds eventually shuts down, there will be a lot of lost media, and if you know me, I don't like lost media, so I've decided I want to archive my world. This will be the last Pixel Worlds video I will ever make. It's a little sad, but well, you just gotta come to terms with it, you know. Welcome to my Pixel Worlds world. This is my world. It's called LARS. It's actually owned by my friend Bernard right now, because I quit the game back in 2022. Anyway, so this is my world. This is where you start in. If you go on top, you see this little arrow. This will lead you to like the world selection screen or something. Basically, if you want to go to a landmark, you just gotta hop in there. And then you end up here. If you wanna go to the various landmarks, you can just hop on here. So let's say, oh, I want to have fun. You can go here to the entertainment section, and you'll be led here. I will get to each of the parts of my world later on, but for now, we're just gonna go back here. So we have the hotel, my old world. We will take a look at that later. This is my shop, my collection, my breaking area, yada yada yada. So let's just go back to the main spawn. There are 4 portals. This one leads to the Pixel Station, the main world of Pixel World. We won't go there because we all know what the Pixel Station looks like. So anyway, we'll go to this farm. This is my old farm, Abrami. If you know some Steven Universe lore, you probably know who that guy's named after. So this is my farm. It's very disorganized. There is no organization at all. This is where I usually just plant random seeds. So this is my spike bomb farm. I don't like breaking spike bombs because it's grindy, and since the economy in this game is up, this is where I plant all the seeds, random junk I have, magic stuff. I love the magic stuff block. It's so rainbow. It's so awesome. It's very garish, but I like it. The other side of my farm, so you can see it's also full of random crap. And then there's also an underground section. This is where I put other crap. Let me just respawn a bit. Now, if you try to go to this world, you may notice this weird thing right here. There's a butterfly in here. Wait, I need to find the butterfly. Give me a second. I'm sorry, I'm distracting myself from the important tasks at hand. But butterflies, oh yes. Now, who the hell was that? There it is, right up there. Let's grab this guy. It's probably just a common butterfly. I would shit my pants if it's like a rare butterfly or whatever. What did I get? Yeah, just about what I expected. Really? I just leveled up right now. Really? Oh, I love the magic stuff block. It's so garish. So let's just jump in. We're gonna get sucked back into my main road. So let's go to the left here. Just have a little sign. I modified this yesterday because, you know, the game is dying. So this is an info sign. If you come to the world, you can go read it. Since my world is owned by my friend Bernard now, we got this lovely little manuscript written for us. And that is the score of my world, 3.8. The average of 43 ratings. And then these are guest books. You can leave stuff in there. These are very old. How long was 1478 days ago? Jesus Christ. 4 years, huh? You wanna bet none of them play pixel modes anymore? I don't think any of them do. Just, if you want to read it, you can just pause the video. This guy is funny. My god, I'm a furry. What does lead me down this path? I wake up in a cold sweat every morning. Whatever is hot. There's another guest book here. This one isn't full. You can still leave stuff in here if you want to. And the most recent one's from over a year ago, which is really sad. Then this is the donation box if you want to leave crap. If both of these guest books are full, there's a portal. You can lead to a small underground chamber where you can also leave stuff. Let's go back and let's go to the second story here. Now this is where you'd find utilities that you'd find in other common worlds. You can drop a Bitcoin here. You can gamble. If you're lucky, you can get more than what you put in, but it's not worth it, so don't. You also got some altars here. You got the demonic altar. Same thing as with the old altar. And then you got the ad TV. You can watch ads for some gems. Now, unfortunately, I am playing on the Steam version, and the Steam version doesn't have ads. Come on, really? I'm literally recording a video right now, and you think it's funny to disturb me, huh? Give me that. So you may have noticed these little mannequins. This is actually my old set with the pride hat because I'm gay. Damn, the people downstairs are very noisy. Anyway, this was my old set back in those days. I have a picture of it. You can go see it right now. I actually, fairly recently, reworked that set into an original character of mine named Sal Moonman. So I guess you could call him a Pixel World OC or whatever. I don't care. And this is my other set, my very old set where I had the paper bag and the red jersey and the axe. It's a very old set. Makes me feel very nostalgic. That's why I put that there. Now, on the other side here, we have a world lock. Okay, so world locks are untradeable items. You cannot give them to players. But before the update where you couldn't give world locks to people anymore happened, I put one in a display case. It's still there. You can still look at it. Anyway, we have a little bubble machine here. Spurts out bubbles. Very nice. There's a little jukebox there that plays music throughout the entire world, but they have it turned off. So this is, I think, the lobby. This is where me and my friends used to hang out. Got some comfy couches. You even got a little gumball machine, and you've got these things. This is the color O-mat. You can generate some blocks like these, and then you've got the magic cauldron where you can make potions. I never really use this. I just like to have it in my world, even though I don't really make potions anymore. This is the ham radio where you can broadcast something. So let me just click. There we go. And then it gets broadcasted out. This is the Pixel Worlds exchange where you can trade with other people. And in here we have a familiar food maker. Familiars are basically little companions. You can upgrade them by feeding them food, and you can feed them food by, or you can craft the food, or if you're lazy, you can just buy the food. I used to own a coin familiar. I give it away when I quit. And then here's the recycler. You can put in random crap in it. So let's say, for example, I put in, say, these tables and I get a point, and eventually the more you recycle, you can earn Bitcoins or gems or stuff. I don't remember. It's been ages since I've last used a recycler. So that's the first floor. If you notice here, there's a little hot tub. You can go hang in it. That's very fancy. And then these are my medals. I don't remember why you get medals. I think they were for when you reach certain XP levels. Anyway, so this is the basement. This is my old collection. I think I have a picture of the collection. It's shown on screen right now. So this is the spiked Viking axe. This is the oldest weapon I own. This is the last soil block that was procedurally generated by this world. I showed my friends this spike block a long time ago. One of them wanted to offer me 5 world roadblocks for it, which is insane. This is a pair of red swimming trunks. These used to be owned by my friend a few years ago, and then he got scammed and quit, and he left these in a storage system which I was able to access. These other display cases are empty. They still have descriptions, but I've since long given them away when I quit, and you'll notice most of it is empty. My intention for this world was I wanted to fill these 3x3 spaces with graffiti, so I actually completed 3 graffitis. This is the Christmas graffiti, which is very cringe, seriously. There was the Halloween graffiti, the Easter graffiti. To be honest, it doesn't look very nice, it looks horrible. But anyway, so the point was I could collect pieces of graffiti and I could put them here. That never happened. And then this is my little storage nook. These safes are just full of random crap. So you will notice that there's this very dark passageway. If you follow it, it will lead you to a small cave where there's this little thing. You can take it if you want. Now I have 15 dirt in my pocket. This used to be full of random crap that I didn't need but were still somewhat valuable, so I often just left them in here, and if anyone ever came here, well, they can take it and it's theirs. So that's the basement. Now let's head back up to spawn. So let's go into the second floor. This one has the Defected Cafe. Today's special is Nasser Baker's Notification. In my opinion, one of the worst defected songs ever. Anyway, this is the cafe. It's a very cozy space. Looks a little abandoned. We got wooden chairs. We got a fireplace. We even got a statue. Hello, bonk. And then I also put some of my 14th birthday gifts along here. So for example, these glasses were donated by my friend Bernard. This was donated by my friend Alton. This was donated by Jatkis Kiki. Ice cream donated by Ble Potato. Blue Block, Spike Bomb. Schlicks Gamer. I think I drew Schlicks Gamer once. So this is the third floor, the lounge. This is one of my favorite places in the entire world because it's a very cozy space. We've got a little ride there. It's very green, very cozy, very warm. You got lots of sitting places, bookshelves, even a little coffee maker. I think this was made by a guy named Hoodem who deleted his Instagram account a while ago for reasons unknown. He made some banger art. Hoodem, if you're out there, please speak to me. I want to follow you again. You made the best art ever. So that was the lounge. So let me go to the other side. This is Charlie's room. I used to own a little pet cat in Pixel Roads named Charlie. This would go in this slot right there. Unfortunately, I owned Charlie right around when I was going to quit the game, so I wasn't able to care for Charlie. So anyway, let's head to the fourth floor. This is the event center where I hosted my 14th birthday a while back. Here's the picture again. So this is the picture place. People will stand on these platforms, do a group photo. So we have a little table here filled with a nice spread of stuff. And then this is the pictorial room filled with a green screen. Anyway, so that's the event center. And you'll notice there's a little hallway connected to this central chamber. And then you will notice this little peculiar thing. This is the bathroom. We got a shower. We got a skibidi toilet. We got a sink. We even got a bathtub. And a gnome. I don't know why I put a gnome there. I just wanted to for no reason. And this is the entertainment section. So we got the Alta This World bar. We got a little robot barista. And then this is my favorite part. Every good world needs to have a swimming pool. We even got some floaters here. You can stand on them. We even got a jump board. Wee bonk. We all know every good world needs a swimming pool. So let's head up here. This is my collection of stuff I got from, I think it was the summer 2022 event. This is the parkour section. We will take a look at that later. And let's go upstairs. This is the pictorial room, a special room I use to show off my new stuff. I'm not sure if I have any images of this room anywhere. I generally just stand there and I take a screenshot like this. Another one, really, another one. Let me get that. Boom! So that's the pictorial room, and you'll notice this chamber goes up all the way to the rooftop, and you'll also notice this. This is the end of the parkour course. This is the forested canopy. Now let me just go back down so I can show it to you. So this tree-lined place up here is the forested canopy. Now you may be wondering, well, Laris, how do I get there? My character doesn't jump high enough. Well, here's the thing. This is the big donut. A reference to Steven Universe, of course. And you may be wondering, well, what does the big donut have to do with anything? If you notice these platforms, well, you can jump. You're now on the donut sign, but if you jump here, wait, no, let me. There we go. You are now on the big donut itself. And if you just time it right, boom, you're now in the forested canopy. It's a bit of a weird way. I could just put some ladders or platforms there, but nope, I wanted this to feel fun, engaging, and strange. So this is the forested canopy. Got some directional signs there. We got a little blurb here. Sunshine People. That's Randy's favorite song. You'll notice it's a little foggy, but that's okay. I don't know why it gets foggy. We got the card back. I've never understood why the developers thought it was a good idea to put card games on their game. Like, yes, I wanna play Pixel World so I can play card games with my friends. Said no one ever. I don't understand the card update. It's the most pointless crap that has ever been put in Pixel World. Then you'll notice we have a little bell right here, and we have a pressure plate. So if I step on the pressure plate, it makes a little sound. That's awesome. And then we have another little gravestone here. It says, I've been saving my lovin'. I love Peter Heller. If we head over to the right, I mean the left, sorry. I can't believe I got that wrong. So if we head over to the left, we'll go down. We will head to the secret shack. And you'll notice we have motion detectors here. So if we stay here, it will stay on. But if we go out, it will turn off. Very nice. And then we can also hop up here. This is the hotel. We can stay in the large room or the little room. We also have a little guest book here. The last message here was 1000 days ago. So you will notice it is very basic. You can stay here. You can go sleep in the bed if you need some sleep. And you can switch on or off the nightlight. Very nice. Then we got the little rooms. Got just a bed. Got a little nightstand with a fishbowl on it. And then we go up here. This one has a dressing stand instead. We just have 4 small rooms and 2 big ones. We have this little cavern. Here lies Nate the dog. I think that was my old Pixel World dog. Anyway, let's go up further. This is the SCP-12837. An SCP posing as a derelict Starbucks that will lead you to Laris B's previous world. We will take a look at that later. But for now, you may have noticed this gigantic tree house. This is a very random thing I made for no reason. I just wanted a tree house. We are now at the pirate ship. No, this is not a reference to LARS becoming a pirate. Trust me, it is not. This is a pirate ship and it has 2 floors. You got sacks of storage, food, you got some chests full of cannonballs. And then here we got the I don't know ship terminology, so I won't say what. Is this the aft? Is this the mast? The starboard? You will notice there's another pressure plate here. You step on it, the little wheel spins. Let's do it again. That's crazy. And if you walk to the right, you will also find yourself once again at the forested canopy. So we have here a little heart-shaped thing. You can sit here with your soulmate. You can do a hop-on geometry dance. We have a little hangout spot here. You can just sit here, have some nice tea, and let's just walk down here. And then we have entered the entertainment section again. So let's go back. And then we can walk down here. We will find ourselves at the spike bomb room. Now, the main gimmick here is it is a free-to-use room where you can just break spike bombs and stuff. That's the spike bomb room. It doesn't work anymore, but that's okay. So this is the beach. This is meant to be a reference to Steven Universe. Of course it is. We have a little boardwalk here with some nice seating, so you can admire the view of the ocean right from here. Well, let's go back to the entertainment section. This is the parkour, the tempo team one. I haven't done this parkour in ages, so let's see if I am still good at it. Oh, come on! There we go. I didn't die. Anyway, let's go up here. There we go. Can I get up here? Nope, not apparently. I need to straight fly. Can I straight fly? Come on, I've done this before. Can I? Are you? I can just go up here. Let me just do that. I have done this many times before. Let me do it again. Oh no, I'm poisoned and now I can't swim. I'm still struggling on the third jump. This is crazy. Hey, there we go. I managed to make it up. Please don't die again. And then... No! What am I dying to? No, don't... Yes, come on. Get up there. Now we are out of that stupid hellhole. We can go back to doing the important stuff. And you just gotta do a very precise timing there. You gotta touch this bumper. And pray that it leaves. I know you can cheat this with wings. I have wings right now. Hey, we got it. Second try. Let's go. No! Just gotta leave it off. Let's do it. Boom. No! I will do it many times. Okay, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna cheese this with my wings anyway. Very funny. Very fun. You can just double hop. There we go. And then this part. No! Okay, so we just gotta fall. We just gonna swerve out of the way. We're gonna do another precision jump. And then we gotta... Oh, I forgot you need to jump there. You just gotta jump there. There we go. You just gotta hold the jump button. And now you just gotta do it skillful. And now you just gotta do a skillful. Come on. Yay! And now you just gotta... Oh, it's different. No! I have been struggling for 5 minutes on my own parkour course. I am the greatest Pixel Worlds player in the history of man. You guys will never... Okay, you know what? I'm cheesing that jump as well. I don't give a damn anymore. I'm just... You have got to be kidding me. I have never played Pixel Worlds for a year. This is what happens. You can just do the final jump. 6 minutes! 6 minutes! So, before I was called LARS B, I actually used a different nickname, that being the Geeky Nerd 220. And there's a portal here that leads to my old world. This is the SCP. Let's go to my old world. Welcome to the Geeky Nerd 220. It's in very rough shape. This is my old world. It is not doing very well. This is what my main world was until I changed it to LARS. This is the Cafe Pix War. It has a very similar aesthetic to Defected Cafe from LARS. And then next to it is the Summer Garden. Very garish, I will admit, but this was my proud creation back then. And then if we go down here, this was the original entrance of this world. This portal is where you would initially spawn. And then this part, I don't remember what this part was. I think I stored my stuff there before I moved to LARS. And then this part, not very, it's not this part. Got a little farm here, very messy, full of random crap as you would expect. And then this part, I don't remember what I used to put here. This part was a battleground. You could battle people here, and then you could win or lose or die. I've got rid of the battle lock for a while now. And then right here, this is my little shop. I'm selling nothing right now. I never really sold anything here. This is the fishing area. Yup, I used to have a fishing area in my old world. I don't have my fishing rod anymore. I think I gave it away. You can fish in here if you want. This, I believe, used to be a hangout spot. It's unfortunately completely gutted now. Actually, you know what? Before I end the video, I think I will do a netherworld run. It's been ages since I've last done a netherworld run. Let's see if I will win or if I will lose, because remember, I haven't played Pixel Worlds in ages. Let's play the netherworld for the last time, and I will also offer my closing thoughts while doing so.
Okay, Lara's popping in here. Hi, hello. Since trying to multitask and narrate while simultaneously doing a netherworld run just results in me incoherently babbling about random crap in the worst rudimentary English you've ever heard, I'd figure I'd collect my thoughts and express them properly by reading a script instead of incoherently trying to pull ideas out of my head while I'm busy fighting netherites. So sit back, enjoy the hellish view, and relax. So why exactly is Pixel Worlds shutting down? Well, the official announcement post on Instagram didn't say much, but we can infer a few things based on the state of the game till now. Number 1, it has run its course and there's no respite in sight. Ever since a large chunk of the developers left with some focusing on Nexus Station, this game has only been handled by 4 developers, which is an extremely meager amount of people to manage and develop for a game like Pixel Worlds. Barely any stuff was added during this era, with the only truly noteworthy additions to the game being some new items made as a final farewell to the game. The ex-developers did mention that they'd hire new people to take their places, but really, nothing happened and the game just died out. And more importantly, with a small skeleton crew of just 4 people, they couldn't add new features or fix game-breaking bugs, which means there's nothing new to look forward to. And more importantly, it costs money to run the game servers, and I can't imagine anyone would still be watching ads for free gems. Because number 2, the economy is in shambles. I'm sure you've heard me remark earlier that the economy in this game is shit. But what exactly do I mean by that? If you didn't know, one of the core tenets of Pixel Worlds is that it runs on a player-based economy. This was fine and all back in the olden days, but now, some enterprising hackers found ways to modify how the game sends data to the server to manipulate how items work. And through a long and roundabouty process, this would result in said hackers gaining unfathomable amounts of Bitcoins in mere seconds. These Bitcoins would then be distributed to the wider player base by means of giveaways. Furthermore, people also found out how to duplicate items, again, using some computer trickery, and all of these combined caused the economy to fall into shambles, with items that used to be extremely rare, like the dark pixie wings, being resold in the hundreds of thousands for pocket change. Hyperinflation ensued, and right now, the entire economy has imploded on itself. It's probably too late now to rectify the issues, so it's much better to just shut it down and start anew on a different game. If you're interested, follow Pixel Worlds YouTuber Picalugia has a great rundown of what went down. Number 3, there's a conspiracy. Some people have thrown around the idea that Pixel Worlds could be saved from this mess and that it would still be thriving, if not for one tiny thing. The devs explicitly wanted the game to run its course and die so people could move into Nexus Station. Now, do I believe in this? Not quite. I'm sure Commander K and the folks at Social First are kind people, but in this day and age, nothing is truly out of bounds. So maybe the skeleton crew just let the game die, deliberately ignoring the economy, implosion, and all sorts of that other kind of nasty stuff. Again, no proof here. Commander K has said on Instagram he doesn't really have control much of Kokori anymore, but it's just some food for thought. Now, what about Nexus Station, the sort of spiritual successor to Pixel Worlds? Well, I'm not holding out too much hope on that one. Nexus Station is the ex-developer's project to reinvent the formula Growtopia et al. Perfected years ago once again. Will it work? Well, that's a difficult answer. Nexus Station is kinda the same, but also kinda different from Pixel Worlds. Would they finally make a good and enthralling Growtopia alternative? Or will it fall and stumble the same way Pixel Worlds did? Who knows? The thing is though, I don't have much hope regarding Nexus Station, and it has to do with the graphics. Pixel Worlds had a lovely, instantly recognizable pixelated art style that looked pretty and very versatile. Nexus looks like frickin' PKXD, a cheap game directed towards 8-year-olds. I saw a video on YouTube about Nexus's graphics and why it sucks. If you look past the random moist critical text-to-speech, the guy here makes a great point. It looks too much like a CoComelon video, so much so that if you superimpose images of their early mockups over CoComelon nursery rhymes, they look practically the same. This is a problem for the supposed clientele of the game, most of which are Pixel Worlds players like me who are approaching young adult ages. Because if your target demographic are teenagers and young adults, why would you make the entire thing look childish and made out of Play-Doh? It makes no sense to me why they do that, and judging from the promotional material they released for this game, they're sticking with this stupid, childish aesthetic. The great thing about Pixel Worlds was that it looked like an ageless game. The pixel aesthetic was mature enough that adults could unashamedly play it, while it also proved inviting to little kids and tweens. Nexus, on the other hand, by God, if anyone saw an adult playing that, they'd probably react with scorn. You see what I'm saying? And some people are also saying that Nexus attempted to dabble in NFTs and all that just like Come on! I will still try Nexus when the early release version comes out, because as much as I loathe its graphics, I will admit I am interested in the project. Come on, Social First 3D is such a flexible and versatile aesthetic, and you guys chose to waste it on freaking PKXD ad graphics. Why don't you go take some cues from VR Chat or something? That game's 3D and it looks mature and inviting. Come on guys, I know you silly little goobers can do it. It's not too late. Okay, so I don't like being toxic and pessimistic, but I need to get this out of my system, okay? Now, some folks are saying, just sell the game and or make it open source. And honestly, while I would absolutely love if both of these things occur, even though I literally moved on from Pixel Worlds as I'm literally only making this video to archive my world, let's be real, these things would never happen. The game is in a seriously bad state, and while I believe it could potentially be fixed by completely cleansing the economy, fixing stuff and giving it a serious pressure wash, I don't think a dev team nor video game company would be up for the task. It would essentially be a massive financial gamble, because remember, fixing the game is only one half of the equation. Now, how about making it open source? I guess that could work, but remember, we're talking 4 developers here. The game will shut down by New Year's, and I highly doubt that 4 developers, only one of which actually does programming, could potentially open source the game. And even then, how would it work? Prospective developers probably won't have the resources or money to host large servers, only small ones, and then what's the point of making open source when you're only going to be interacting with like 300 people in a tiny server? The point of Pixel Worlds was that you could interact with an extremely large community. This isn't that. I guess you could do some stuff with Federation a la Mastodon or Blue Sky, but remember, 4 developers, 1 programmer. I don't think they can develop Federation for Pixel Worlds. And how about updates, bug fixes, server infrastructure, anti-cheat, documentation? How do you ensure that the game receives consistent updates from community coders? I'm no game developer, but I know open sourcing something and making it conducive to player-made modification isn't as easy as just dumping the whole thing into a GitHub repository and telling players, here's the code, now go figure it out. I guess hypothetically someone could redevelop Pixel Worlds into a single-player offline sandbox game, like this game I'm playing in the background right now. That was one of my own hypotheses. It's equally as unlikely as the other suggestions for the game's ultimate fate, but in my opinion, it's probably the best course of action for the game, and it's probably not too difficult to code in either. What if it really just became an offline game where you could just play it as a sandbox, kinda like Minecraft creative mode? Obviously, this also wouldn't happen. 1 programmer, remember? I mean, there probably wouldn't be much of a point in playing the shell of a former multiplayer game. But hey, man can dream.
Oh, thank God, I can stop the video now, yes! Welp, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the video. And before we leave... Nope, I will not make this video 5 minutes longer than it already is.